Hi, this is Samir Gradia with Buck Show Walter here on Earth-Based Records, sponsored by Lauren Daigle, of course, and Lauren Daigle Music. And this is an update on the world news and conflict situation. With the elections in France, we are seeing a victory from Pierre Macron, but that does not change the overall tilt rightward in Western Europe. And this is part of the war situation throughout Europe. Of course, the war in Ukraine can easily spill to the West, now talking about Moldova, certainly other countries. The big ones would be Finland and Sweden. If in the next few weeks they decide to make an application for NATO, then certainly Finland and Sweden could become part of the war, and then they would potentially come face to face with American troops, which, officially speaking, have not participated directly in Ukraine, although there might have been some financial and material aid, military equipment, etc. And certainly Britain is more involved in, obviously, in Europe, and Ukraine being part of Europe. Britain is our most involved ally, and they potentially have business interests also in Ukraine itself. We're talking about in the electrical industry. Electrical transmission is reportedly the new industry, as Ukraine has gotten rid of a lot of the old gas pipelines that used to be traveled through Ukraine into Western Europe. And the new business for Ukraine, if and when it ever gets out of this war, will be the transmission of electricity to into Western Europe. And you're talking about here electrical cars as the future. So you could see with gas, and that was so yes, it was natural gas, but yes, it's all about the transition to electrical vehicles that we're talking about with Ukraine. Ukraine being a future transmitter of electricity, and that will fuel Europe's electrical cars, which is the future. In the American political scene, we see Elon Musk, Tesla, putting his toes in the water, certainly potentially political, but in process of potentially buying Twitter. He is not only with Tesla, with electrical cars, but SpaceX, which specializes on the battery side of the space vehicles. Has had some questionable launches with SpaceX, but certainly now Twitter for Elon Musk. And then what we're seeing, of course, in Europe, in London, is Boris Johnson facing scrutiny for the party scene in the recent wars. In France, they said this is an election between the plague and cholera. They're referring to the Gabriel Garcia Marquez book, Love in the Time of Cholera, and of course the Albert Camus book, with the title The Plague. The issue there is, a tale of two cities. Here's France and London, but certainly the rights to participate in social life being restricted severely by quarantine on one group of people, mostly the masses, and then the elitist concept, that Boris Johnson as prime minister had special privileges outside the law to participate in social life that was forbidden to the normal people. And basically here in California, I think the way of thinking is, we want the same set of rules really for everybody, but certainly nothing that would endanger the public health. Samir Gardi here for Earth-Based Records. Buck Show Walter, update on world conflict and politics. Thanks.